Hey guys, congratulations on your new G23. I wanted to make you this video on the boat itself, do a walkthrough as well as the operations of it, including the screen. Let's start off with walking through the boat from the bow to the stern, just show you how everything works. Up here in the bow you'll have storage underneath these side seats. They just lift up and they're hinged. You have the optional bow filler cushion. That's this piece right here. You'll need to lift up both side cushions to access that. Something else I want to show up here is on the starboard side you have this little black puck. That is the antenna for the GPS, and that will control your zero off cruise control. So you just want to make sure nothing ever covers that. Your boat has a slide-through air dam, so to operate that, push on the bottom of this stainless steel piece. This will pop open and you'll be able to slide it and close it to prevent cold air from going back into the cockpit. Moving back, you have this little hatch to open to access the trash can. Back into the cockpit area here, your glove box. This is where you will have the operations for the passenger heated seat. That will heat this observer seat right here. In here you'll also have the head unit for the stereo system. Whatever you can control off this, you can also control off the screen. It's actually much easier to operate off the screen, so you can use this to turn the volume up or down, but I always recommend just using the screen. In here you also have some USB chargers. This is going to be USB to hook up to the stereo system, a 12-volt cigarette lighter, and then an old-fashioned auxiliary input for the stereo system. You'll have speakers at the base of the windshield on both sides. That is part of that wavefront sound system. This observer seat will lift up. Under here, you'll have storage, as well as the trash can, one of the subs, and then this hatch in the floor here. If that is opened, you'll see one of the batteries is located under that hatch. This boat is equipped with a battery maintenance system, so this plug right here, you can run an extension cord and plug it in, and that'll be like a built-in trickle charger for the boat. Your seat here will lift up. To do that, you have to push down on this little black piece. That will unlock it, and then the seat will flip up. This will work in conjunction with this seat here. So to operate this, grab the base, pull up and back, flip the backrest up, and then on the starboard side, you'll have another backrest. So same thing, push the black handle down and lift the backrest up. This way you can get comfortable seating for everybody to face backwards. When putting this seat back down, just ensure that it locks in place so it doesn't slide on you when you step into the boat. You'll have storage underneath all the seats. Here on the port side, you'll see that you have your cover, and then the cover poles are down there as well. The cover poles, the small pole will go in the bow, the longer pole will go in the stern. There'll be cutouts around the tower, as well as a string on the cover that will go up and around the tower right here. Fuel fills on either side. There's a little button to push on the bottom, and that will pop open the fuel fill. Best part about a G23 is all of the storage. So back here, you'll have mammoth storage with all the ballast underneath the floor. Your boat is also equipped with the table. To operate that, pull out the table base down here. That will slide in the base, and then the table will sit on top. Once the storage hatches are open, you'll be able to lift the engine hatch compartment. This is the standard engine for a G23 6.2 liter 450 horsepower PCM. This is a engine that is cooled by antifreeze but still has water going through some of the system. You can always check your antifreeze levels in the reservoir here. If you have experienced cold weather below freezing, just make sure that you get the engine winterized. After the first 25 hours, you'll need an oil change, and then every 50 hours after that. Your board racks. These will work with this swivel here, so you can lift up, and they will swivel in and lock in place. Same thing, lift up and swivel back out and lock out. More storage on the starboard side here. Your mirror. So your mirror needs to get folded down to put the cover on. So to do that, you're going to push in on this button here, and the mirror will fold down. That will allow the cover to go over. Something else I want to show you how to operate is your bimini top. So when you want to get a little bit of shade, unclip the boot, come up to the bow, pull the boot off, then flip open the wings, you'll see these arms that are velcroed to the wing. Pull the arm down, and it will insert in this fitting right here. You'll go from the top down, and then once that's in place, you'll be able to lock it by rotating this 180 degrees. Before we get into the operations of the screen, I want to show you kind of the business end of the boat. Back here, this is where your stern thruster will be. So the Nautique steering assist system is this right here. This plate in the middle is called the NCRS plate. Your surf pipe is right here. And then your surf system will be on the side. So this middle plate will slide out just a few inches to dictate which side you'll have a surf wave created on. So your NCRS plate, that's going to move up and down, and it'll do multiple things. One is it'll stair step the boat up on plane, so even if you have a lot of weight in the boat, you shouldn't have much bow rise if you have the plane assist mode on. I'll go over that on the screen. But you can also adjust the bow attitude using this plate. Bringing it up will bring the bow up, and bringing it down will bring the bow down. Again, I'll show you how this operates on the screen. Your thruster, this is only going to be able to be used under 4 miles an hour. Once you go over 4 miles an hour, it'll shut it off, and the operations for that are strictly for low speed maneuverability around docks and backing up. Under 4 miles an hour, the exhaust will come out of this port above the water line. Once you go over 4 miles an hour, it'll switch to the surf pipe. You'll hear the difference. You also have the ladder under your swim platform. To operate that, you're going to push up and pull out. So once you get into your boat on the trailer, your drain plug is going to be kept right here. So you're going to lift up this rear hatch, and you'll see at the very bottom the hole where the drain plug will screw into. You want it hand tight, nice and snug. Under here you will also notice the second battery is here, as well as the pumps for your ballast system. There's 3 of them. It's going to use the same pumps to both fill and drain your ballast systems. There's 3 tanks in this boat, a belly tank in the bow, a port and a starboard tank. The other thing in here that's very important is your battery switch. So this is a 3-position switch. You have off, on, and then combined. Keep your boat with the switch on whenever the boat's in the water. And if you have a dead battery, you can flip it to combined. But this combiner switch here will switch up your batteries every so often. Your forward hatch is for the cooler. At the driver's helm, your seat, you'll be able to flip up the bolster. The T-handle you can pull out to have the seat slide forwards or backwards. And this lever you can push up to rotate the seat. You have a wireless charging pad, that black rectangle right there. Your throttle. This is the rotary mouse, for which Nautique calls the helm command. So, starting the boat, you always want to make sure that your kill switch is in place and that the boat is in neutral. The boat will not start if the kill switch is out or the boat is not in neutral. So there's no keys with a Nautique. So you're going to have a start and stop button system. If you want to, you can set a security code. The directions on how to do that are in your owner's manual. Right now there is no security code in the boat. So with the battery switch on, you're going to hit start once. And that will give you auxiliary power, so your screen will turn on and your stereo system will have power. You'll hear that noise, that's the cycling of the NSS and NCRS plates to make sure that they are retracted. At this point, you can do things like run your blower. This switch here is for your navigation and anchor lights. Hold once for navigation, press and hold for anchor. You can see when I turn those on, it'll automatically dim your screen so it's not bright in your face at night. This button here is for your bilge pumps. This boat has 2 bilge pumps. When the boat is running like this light will be on solid. When the boat is off and your battery switch is on, this light will flash. That's just letting you know the bilge pumps are armed and ready. If you shut the battery switch off in this boat, your bilge pumps will not have power. So whenever the boat is in the water, just make sure that your battery switch is on. And your horn is right here. When you first start the boat up, this screen will come on. You just have to hit acknowledge risk. Then once I hit start a second time, you'll see a second blue light come on your start button. Whenever there are 2 blue lights on your start button, if I were to hit start again, the engine would start. When you're going to stop, like if you're picking up a downed surfer, you can hit stop. With the engine running, you'll still have 2 blue lights on, and you'll have to continue to hit stop until there's no more blue lights on the start button to shut the system down. Once this system is shut down completely, you can't leave lights or stereo or anything on. It'll shut everything down. The only thing that will have power are your bilge pumps if the battery switch stays on. Your screen. So this is your home screen right here. So you can see that the different screens are on your left. So the home screen, your audio screen, your ballast, switches, GPS, and settings. So on your home screen, you're always going to have your vitals. Your speed will pop up here. The zero off cruise control system, whether it's on or off, will be right here. You can hit that to turn it off or on. Your engine RPMs, engine temperature, your oil pressure, battery voltage, fuel percentage, and depth will always be to the left. One cool feature of the G23 is your Nautique awareness camera, giving you a view of the back of the boat. So this will pop up from neutral to 7 miles an hour. Over 7 miles an hour, it will turn off unless you turn it back on manually. But you can make it a wider view, minimize it, X out of it, and at any point in time, if you want to manually turn it on, you can hit the camera on the top right. The middle of the screen here, that is going to help you with the plates that I pointed out in the back, both the NCRS plate and the NSS plates. So plane assist, this is going to use that NCRS plate in the middle to help the boat get up on plane without much bow rise. The best thing to do is to keep this on high. If you're ever out on a choppy day and you want to keep the bow up some to keep the spray down, you can shut it off, but most of the time just keep it right on high. Whatever you have selected for your profiles, what profiles are here in the top and the middle, I'll get to those soon, but you will have all these factory preset profiles for different activities to do behind the boat. So say if we wanted to go and wake surf, I could hit that, hit activate. I'm not going to fill my ballast right now, so I'll hit cancel, but I can change the attitude of the wake right here now. So if I want a steeper wake, I can hit the taller wake side, and that will manipulate the plates in the back to make a steeper wake. Or if I want a longer, more mellow wake, I can hit the smaller wave right there. Again, it just manipulates the plates in the back. Surf mode, this is where you will select what side you're going to be surfing on. So for a regular surfer on the port side, you just hit this arrow, and for a goofy surfer on the starboard side, you would hit that. This boat is equipped with your thruster for Nautique integrated steering assist. If the engine was running, I would be able to manually use the thruster by hitting what side I want the bow to go towards right here. You can also use the auto steering assist, so I can have that in off, low, or high intensity. So when I have this on, this is great for backing the boat up. You can see in the auto steering assist up here, when I turn the steering wheel, it will show how much it will use that thruster and in which direction it will go in. Your audio. So auto volume, this will bring the volume up as the engine RPMs increase, and then will lower the volume as you slow back down again. Your source is selected right here. If you're like me, you'll be using Bluetooth most of the time. Once you've selected Bluetooth, you're just going to go to enter pairing mode, and it'll pop up on your phone. Zone control. This is how you are able to operate different parts of the stereo system separately. So if you wanted to go out at nighttime and turn off your tower speakers, you could come here, you could hit right there, and you can see when there's the X, that part of the stereo system is muted. Or if you're pulling a surfer and you want more volume there, you can turn just the tower speakers up so that you don't have to hear the louder music inside the boat. And then audio setup, that is your bass and treble, mid-range, and balance. This next button is for the ballast. So this boat has 3 tanks. Again, it'll show you the belly, the port, and the starboard. You can select how much you want in a ballast tank, or you can do a manual drain or a manual fill. My favorite way to operate the ballast is just to use these profiles, and again, I'll get back to these profiles in a second. Next screen down is your switches. So this is how you are going to operate your lights, Both your docking lights, you can have them in running mode or brighter for docking mode. Overhead lights on the tower speakers, underwater lights. This is where I turn my driver's heated seat on, as well as the heater fan, which I'll have a port for here as a defroster for the windshield, down by the driver's feet. And then you'll have a third one behind the driver's seat. These will all pull out. Your courtesy lights, you have the enhanced courtesy light system in your boat. You can turn your lights on. You can adjust the brightness of them. Again, these are the interior lights and cup holders. And then the neat part about that is these are all RGB, so you can change the color of them right here on the screen. Your next screen down, this is GPS, so this won't work right now because I'm inside a building with a metal roof, but when you hit that, the screen will pop up here, and that'll have depth charts for just about any lake that has been charted. Next one down are your settings. River mode at the top here, that is to offset a current. This is a GPS-based cruise control system, so if you're going with or against a current, that is how you offset it. Auto awareness camera, that will turn that camera on your home screen automatically, again from neutral up until 7 miles an hour, where it'll then turn it off. Your speed buzzer, once you're when you have your cruise control set to a certain speed, you can see here right now we have it set to 11.6 miles an hour. You would be in charge of the throttle from neutral until 11.6 miles an hour, in which the cruise control will engage. When that happens, it will beep at you to let you know. If you don't like the beep, you can shut it off here, but I find that to be very helpful to let me know when the cruise control has engaged. If you want, you can set a depth alarm by turning this on and then setting your minimum depth right here. Once your depth reaches your minimum depth, it will start to beep at you to let you know you're in shallow water. Your boat is equipped with a surf select remote, so you are able to change the surf side by hitting this button. If this becomes unpaired, you can come to this menu here and hit pair remote. During that, you will see a countdown from 30. During that, just hit the button and it will pair the remote. Service reminders, again, after 25 hours, that will pop up. Power diagnostics and engine diagnostics. So power diagnostics, if you have an issue with the boat, you can come here and it will show you what is wrong. So if you're using the boat, turn your blower on, something pops up on the screen that says circuit fault, blower. You can come here, you can use the arrows to get to where the blower fault would be, hit reset fault. If you have an issue with the blower, it'll be a recurring thing, but it's just to let you know that there is an issue with that part of the boat. Same thing with engine diagnostics. If you were to come here, it would show any codes that the engine might have. Again, when you're using the boat, it will pop up on the screen if you have a check engine light come on. It will also give you an intensity of the issue, so it's going to be a low, medium, or high. Low is get the boat serviced next time you're able to. Medium is get the boat out of the water and have it serviced right away. And high would be to shut the boat off. And it will tell you to stop the engine. So the profiles in the top middle, again, these are going to be great as you learn how to use the boat. Because once you figure out what you want to do, say I want to go pull an intermediate wakeboarder, I can hit wake intermediate, it'll highlight that, and then it'll show what it's going to do to the boat. So it'll set my speed to 23 miles an hour, set my NCRS plate at a 5, so it's in more of a bow up attitude, fill the tanks to 50%. Then at that time, I would come to the home screen and ensure my cruise control is on. Your profiles won't work unless you turn your cruise control on. Once you figure out how you like to be towed behind the boat, you can hit create new user. You can put in your name, your icon, set the speed the way that you want it to be, set the plates that way you want it to be, as well as ballast. Hit save changes, that way your name and profile will show up in this list of profiles. Again, when you go to shut the boat down, you're going to hit stop until there's one blue light on the start button. If you do set a security code at this point, you would need to type that in and hit stop again. All those sounds you hear back there, those are the plates making sure they're retracted in again, and that is going to be normal at both startup and shutdown. Congratulations on your new G23. I hope you love it.